After Usyk came out and he said that Crawford can beat Canelo, there was another uptick on my past couple of Canelo videos, and this has garnered more pathetic punjabs by a couple of pathetic fanboys telling me that I'm bad for the sport and whatever else. Again, I know you guys are new to this and you've probably not came close to watching boxing for as long as I have. Some of your arguments, again, are pathetic. Last video, I addressed how some idiot claimed that Tank Davis is actually a better pound-for-pound fighter than Terence Crawford. And again, the typical Terence Crawford is overrated, the Terence Crawford derangement syndrome. This is why in my last video, I compared, Crawford to like a Trump. And, a guy like Kamala, a guy who clearly has propped it up, gets, they lied about his crowds, they lie about his pay-per-view buys and things like that, you know what I'm saying? He never has to ask tough questions. The guy's a cheat, he's a liar, you know what I'm saying? People, they don't bring this stuff up, and we still try to act like Canelo is, I guess this era's Floyd Mayweather when he's not. It's funny, when Canelo was the guy that they tried to rely upon, you always seen that these companies started to fall. For example, when Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao were a part of HBO, you didn't see these guys having to restructure their contracts. You didn't see these guys, you didn't see HBO going out of business, and you didn't see these guys jump from network to network to network. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, Floyd stuck around with HBO for as long as he could. And, he used to tell us, like, these people, they try to treat me like a garden tool, you know what I'm saying? But they'll go to a guy like Gotti and just give him all this preferential treatment. I know you guys haven't been following boxing that long, and it was the same with Crawford. Crawford, you know what I'm saying? He, for the most part, stayed as low as he could. And I give Crawford a lot of credit because this guy not only had to leave Top Rank, but this is what actually allowed him to secure the Spence fight. You understand? He started making his own moves, and, he started building his own destiny. And Al Heyman and all these other guys, all these other goons that went up against him, they weren't even a factor at the end of the day, and now they're fighting under his undercards. You know what I'm saying? You guys, you sit here, you'll poke fun at how Crawford doesn't sell tickets and whatever else, then the real numbers come out. But you guys ain't doing this with Canelo right now, where we saw a lot of these tickets haven't been sold yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you'll have excuses for that. You'll say that, we're in a recession, or people just don't have the money for it right now, or whatever else, whatever you guys are going to say. But I saw this craziness, again, this Crawford derangement syndrome, leading up to the fight, let alone after the fight. You guys had to make up a robbery in your head, and we're comparing this to a guy like Canelo again. What robbery do you want to talk about? Now, what's funny is, I know that Crawford's held to a higher standard than Canelo Alvarez. I just know that for a fact. But he's never had to rematch guys like Laura, you understand, and whoever else. The guy don't even want to rematch Bivol, you understand. You guys are even making stupid comparisons that the Benavidez and Canelo situation is similar to Boots versus Crawford. You guys know that I do make videos on these topics, and I do include receipts. You see, a lot of people duck Bud, and they'll come up with all the excuses in the world. We're loyal to Showtime and all this other stuff, and they end up looking stupid at the end of the day, just like Boots again. His fight just got, Matchroom didn't even make the bid on it, but this guy was just telling Norman Jr. that he's the money man, he's the top dog. You understand? Your promoter didn't even bid for you on your fight, okay? So what does that tell us about Boots? But you guys, you'll overlook that stuff, and just because you hate a certain guy, you all got to conglomerate together to attack a guy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know you're weak, first of all. And I never shy back from these types of fights, but you guys still have not addressed topics that I even brought up in the video. Again, you need to explain to me, why did Canelo the King need to restructure his contract? Why does this guy duck so many rematches? You understand? Why does he train people? Why does he not even allow them to have full training camps? This guy does some pretty extreme, desperate stuff. I know he's a fake propped it up fighter, and because you tell me I'm not a real fan of the sport, whatever that's supposed to mean, and I'm actually bad for the sport, because I'm not praising Canelo, a guy who, like a $2 whore, has jumped from network to network to network. The guy's a grift, guys, just like a lot of your mothers. that you were raised by, because I can tell no father's been in your guys' situations. Again, you're weak. I don't care about your dumb points. They don't really make no sense. Again, because I'm not praising Canelo, and I'm actually calling out some truths that you guys don't even want to address in my comment section. You understand? I'm bad for the sport and I'm not good for the sport. That's just laughable to me. You guys got to come up with better stuff. You really do. Okay? Another thing too is Crawford's overrated. He's been on top of the pound for pound list over Canelo Alvarez for the majority of his career. You understand? And he's still over Canelo right now. How is an overrated guy with such a bad performance in robbery, you understand, still ranked over Canelo Alvarez? You tell me that on most top 10 pound for pound lists. Please explain that one to me, guys. When you come with this stuff, you know, I'll have more respect for you if you say that my emotions were hurt, you know, and I'm just venting on you right now. I'd have more respect for you if you guys were just honest about the situation. And I'm still backing Terence Crawford to beat Canelo because Canelo's a fake, propped it up, most assisted fighter in the sport. There's a reason why I call him Kamala Harris, because he's Kamala Harris. He ducks and nobody gives him crap for it. You'll have a few people like me that actually call out the truth. And then I get these little emotional little fangirls coming in my comment section. But for the most part, you're going to have people like DAZN and everybody else, you know what I'm saying, who hoard themselves out to Canelo and just, oh, he's the best thing since, like, that's just not the case, and it's not the track record. HBO fell when Canelo was now the king of, I guess, boxing. And then he went over to DAZN, needed his contract restructured. You guys are telling me about Crawford Sales, who just got an $8 million gate in California, and he's proven in multiple markets, by the way. You understand? While you guys were sitting here just drumming up all controversy about his ticket sales, you actually look at the quantifiable data. No, he's actually a very good ticket seller for being an overrated guy. It's just so funny. A guy that didn't need a machine to prop him up. He's putting all these clowns to shame, and he's still ranked over your guy, Canelo Alvarez. I would like to see those odds. I think this would definitely make people uneasy. You know, all the betting sites and everything. Because the money is where it really tells you, like, how people truly feel. And I called this point out during the whole Spence Crawford saga. You guys are not putting your money on Spence. I don't think the odds are going to be that great in Canelo's favor. I think it's going to be around a 150 to 250, minus 250, around that area as far as the odds. And that's just because common sense tells you he's a bigger guy. There's a lot of hype and stuff surrounding. But at the same time, it's not going to be this far gone conclusion in the betting odds. So I'm thinking they're going to probably be around 150 to 250 range, which is good for me, because that means I'll actually make money when Crawford does beat this overrated fighter. You understand? Again, you guys just got to come with some better arguments. Nobody's concerned about Kamala Harris, Canelo Alvarez, the little fake propped it up dude, again, who was given a silver spoon and a silver plate from the beginning. And even with all the assistance and help, still finds ways to screw it up. You understand? The guy is a traveling grift. He's a $2 whore, okay? Boxing only props him up because boxing's in a desperate state. This does not make me not a fan of the sport of boxing. I have to disagree with that entirely. You need more people like me who are actually willing to call out the truth. And a guy like Canelo, when he's ducking Benavidez, you understand, they'll actually fight. He doesn't want to fight Benavidez, though, because he knows he's going to get wrecked. Okay? Canelo does not move like Terence Crawford. Canelo doesn't really take real risks. He rigs the bullfighting game before the bull enters the ring. That's Canelo's game plan. He's Jake Paul. You understand? Jake Paul does a lot of his tactics from Canelo Alvarez. If you guys look into this, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But I mean, this guy even goes as far as trying, not only draining, you understand, but he even goes as far as cutting people's training camp short. The Kovalev thing, you know, he hurried up, got that fight signed. And Kovalev even comes out with the truth that you guys were ignoramuses if you betted on him. You know, they know, and he was in this case where he just assaulted this female. Canelo's a poacher, guys. He's not an apex predator. He does not move like an apex predator. On this channel, I will not shill for any particular fighter. You can call me a shill for Crawford. But again, given the fact that Crawford was never given red carpet treatment, he was even kicked off the Olympic team. for Gary Russell Jr., a guy who didn't even earn his position there. You know what I'm saying? He's had to deal with this type of treatment his entire life. There's nothing overrated about Terence Crawford. I hate to bring this to you guys. You understand, everything he's gotten, he's actually earned. It was not given to him like guys like Canelo Alvarez. Even during Canelo's paid undisputed run, they threw in a belt that they just stripped off of Benavidez, you understand? And then they made some dude, I forgot, Yildirim, who was on a 2-year layoff, just got busted for PEDs, his mandatory. How does that crap work? Let me know when Crawford pulls moves like that. And they threw in the WBC belt, you know, to help him unify and become undisputed. Crawford was not given belts during his undisputed runs. He had to go and he had to go earn them, guys. They didn't just throw complimentary belts into any of the bouts there. No, your guy needs assistance. He needs a machine to keep him afloat. I stand on what I said. You guys got to come with better arguments, all right? Okay, the little fangirl, little Punjabs, they don't work, guys, and they're not going to work. And when Crawford does beat Terence Crawford, again, or when Crawford does beat Canelo Alvarez, you guys are going to do the same thing as all the other groups that have come to this channel and tried to talk crap to me, okay? You're going to act like, oh, well, I was never that big on Canelo anyways, which is a fact. You guys are only Canelo fans because right now it's cool to be Canelo fans. You were not Canelo fans his entire career. And that's even you Mexicans. You understand? I'm just going to straight call you out. Triple G was able to pander to the Mexican crowd. This is why he said things like Mexican style and ate at Mexican food restaurants before his fights. You clowns considered him more of a Mexican than Canelo. Don't come here with revisionist history. Don't come here with your nonsense, guys. You got to do better, okay? If this fight does become a reality, which it looks like Canelo's finally opening up to, probably because he wants to duck Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, 7-5 is going to be the scorecard, and Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez, and it's because Crawford's actually a real fighter. Canelo's a propped up, fake, plastic little fighter who hugs trees and now meditates. Nobody's worried about that dude. You understand? Even with his steroids. Even with his steroids. His output is just not enough during a round. And again, you're dealing with a guy who knows how to counter, time you. You know what I'm saying? And again, I haven't even gotten to the nook and cranny of this matchup. And I promise you, my account will stand more than yours. Just like it always has on this channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.